News 5 at noon is being brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Good afternoon, Belize. It's midday, and you're tuning into the news at noon, where we bring you the latest updates from around the country. I'm Isana Cayetano, and here's what's making headlines today. Jose Abelardo Mai quits agriculture post amid cartel allegations and U.S. pressure. A suspect is charged in the Marty Thorne's brutal killing. Village Council demands apology from Alcalde over land sale claims in Indian Creek. And court dismisses case against Dr. Carlos Cose over alleged substance incident. These stories are coming up in just 1 minute.
When I was a student, ICB was there to protect me, ensuring my education and future. When I got my first car, ICB was there to protect me, providing excellent coverage and peace of mind on the road. When we moved into our first apartment, ICB was there to protect us, securing our belongings and giving us a sense of security. And when we got our first house, ICB was there for us, protecting our home and everything we've worked so hard for.
At every step of your life's journey, ICB is there for you. For more information, call 224-5328 or visit our nearest branch.
Welcome back. The Briceño administration is huddling in cabinet today, trying to figure out the next steps after a major shakeup. Orange Walk South Area Representative Jose Abelardo Mai has suddenly resigned as Minister of Agriculture. His exit didn't come quietly. It follows swirling allegations of cartel ties and growing pressure from the U.S. Embassy to address those claims. This all unfolds as Prime Minister John Briceño is already in the middle of a cabinet reshuffle. Remember last Tuesday, we told you about the big changes, including the Ministry of Home Affairs, as the administration marked its 5th anniversary. Now with Mai stepping down, the agriculture portfolio is up for grabs, and the opposition isn't staying silent. Leader Tracy Tager-Panton is calling on the Prime Minister to come clean and explain what's really going on.
Absolutely. He has a duty, he has a responsibility to the Belizean people to explain why immediately after a reshuffle of his cabinet, not only a reshuffle, but a reshuffle remix, we say it almost jokingly, but it's a serious matter, that we have the resignation of a senior member of cabinet, and there is no explanation from the government on this matter. As I said before, the government has a duty and a responsibility to indicate to us as citizens why this decision had to be taken so abruptly and immediately after such a reshuffle. Persons who represent both political entities are citizens of this country. And as citizens, we ought to be concerned and we ought to sound the alarm loudly and vociferously demand responses from the government of the day. It is not acceptable, and there is a reason, or maybe more than one reason, why this senior minister has abruptly resigned from cabinet. And as I've said before, and I repeat, the government has a duty, a responsibility, and an obligation to the people who hired them for the job to explain to us what transpired in this situation.
Police have cracked the case in a shocking murder of Canadian businesswoman Marty Ann Thorne. Thorne, the beloved owner of Raw Spa Cabañas in Bullet Tree Falls, was brutally stabbed to death on November 10th, a crime that shook the quiet Kaya community. A week later, there's a major development. On Monday, November 17th, investigators charged 25-year-old Jan Eldred Waite, a construction worker from Cayo, with her murder. Waite was tracked down in Guatemala and handed over to Belizean authorities before being formally arrested. Thorne's killing left residents stunned. Known for her warmth and generosity, she had called Belize home for decades. Now, as police move forward with the case, the community is hoping for justice in this heartbreaking tragedy. There's growing tension in Indian Creek, Toledo district. The village council is calling for an urgent sit-down with Maya leaders this Friday after a very public clash with the community's alcalde. Council Chairman Domingo Chuck has fired off letters to the Maya Leaders Alliance, the Toledo Alcalde Association, and DAVCO, accusing the alcalde of going rogue, acting on his own, ignoring council decisions, and even spreading misinformation. One allegation has already stirred the pot. The alcalde reportedly told villagers that the council has been selling land to foreigners. The council says that the claim is flat out false and defamatory, and it's hurting public trust. They are demanding a public apology and warning that if it isn't resolved soon, legal action could be next. We'll keep following this story and bring you updates as they happen. A Nicaraguan doctor who faced serious allegation is a free man. 51-year-old Dr. Carlos Soborio Cose, a general surgeon formerly employed at the KHMH, walked out of the Belize City Magistrate's Court on Monday afternoon after the Chief Magistrate upheld a no-case submission from his attorney, Richard Dickey Bradley. Cose had been accused of administering an obnoxious substance to a fellow doctor during a social gathering. But in her ruling, the Chief Magistrate said the prosecution simply didn't prove its case. There was no clear evidence showing how or even if the substance was administered. The court pointed to major gaps, inconsistent testimony, unanswered questions about video footage, and no solid link between the detected substance and the accused. Without that key element, the act of administering the charge couldn't stand. So just after 2:30 yesterday afternoon, the case was dismissed and Dr. Cose was free to go. That's a wrap for the news at noon. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming your way at 6 p.m. We'll dive deeper into these stories and more. In the meantime, visit greaterbelize.com and follow us on Facebook for real-time updates. And don't miss Open Your Eyes on Thursday morning for fresh takes on today's headlines. Thanks for tuning in, Belize. Stay informed, stay inspired, and have a fantastic afternoon.
News 5 at noon was brought to you by Insurance Corporation of Belize, serving Belize for 40 years.
Every night, I bring you the stories that matter, delivering the facts with professionalism and heart. As an anchor, my goal is to keep you informed, connected, and engaged with the world around us. But the news isn't just about the headlines. I'm Sabrina Daly, and each week we look on the bright side with stories that inspire, uplift, and celebrate the strength of our community. Join me every night as we uncover stories that inform, inspire, and connect us. I am News 5.